outside, doing a nice contain on Cetra here, also picking off that gateway. Nothing but a couple of zealots and a dragoon and a 6 cannon coming up. You know, gateways here. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, that was right. Gateways here at the main, waiting to reinforce. And he does have his Templar archives now, I believe. Just now had come up, so might get some DTs out there to help him break out of that position. Has a high Templar actually, so gonna work on that. Gonna work on those storms and hope that the break doesn't come right yet. And Calm does seem to be working more on economy, while Statsu adds in 3 additional gateways and hoping to get nosies to get forces out there quick and proper to break this contain on him. Kind of find an Overlord here out in the open. No Hydra, so another Overlord going to be sacrificed to sacrifice for ire, whatever gods they worship, which are some funky gods called the Kala, or sometimes just kind of slips my mind, the Kala. Or something like that. Would you want to worship something like that? Something called the Kala. I don't know. So let's see. 3 High Templar out there. I'm not quite sure whether they still quite have Storm, but he's going to be in a good position as soon as the Storm comes in to break those Hydras. Those Hydras against all those High Templars are not going to be able to do much. I remember back in the day a few guys tried to popularize calling High Templar Stormers, but I think it pretty much met with unanimous ugh from pretty much everybody. A couple of Storms out there. Not perfect, but hitting some. Also, an Overlord going to be sacrificed yet again, but just a couple of Storms going to allow him to break that front now, getting us up with Zealots. Weapons 1 going to be non-existent, and speed still not on those Zealots, but the Weapons 1, if he gets that Forge back up again, going to be very late, so he's not going to have Weapons 1 for a long time. Engaging only Hydras at this point, still not having Weapons 1. Really a weakness going to be for stats, so while Calm going to be able to have a Hydra army is going to take some hits. His micro against those Zealots going to be in a good position. Now going to be forced back by some of those Zealots with speed, of course. If you had enough of a Zealot army, you can really push back those Hydras. Still don't have any upgrades themselves. And those Corsairs doing a great job of picking Overlords, allowing stats to pick up that third base at the start. Going to go for that mineral because he knows he can eventually transition towards the upper right-hand corner, getting a double gas. Doesn't need a third gas at the moment. Just have those High Templar and Zealot and some nice Storm there again, and some Dragoons are there as well. Gonna go all the way across the bridge to the natural of Calm. Gonna start engaging here. Calm late on the Sunkens. Just one creep colony here at the front. Zealots engaging. Nice Storms overall here by stats. Gonna go in here. Whoa, no Sunken colony left here. A few lurkers being worked on, I believe, but nothing in here to defend for Calm. He looking in a pretty bad position, trying to force in from the left side with some of these Hydras trying to micro them in, but not quite managed to do enough. There are a couple of Archons in there as well. If Calm manages to fight this entire force back, he's going to be in a fairly good position, actually. At the very least, try to distract stats. We'll get some defenses going to be more High Templar coming in here. Very piecemeal, very out in the open. But Calm, you know, desperately trying to get some forces in there. Don't think actually that was a lurker. I thought it was a lurker early on, but not. Oh, well, meanwhile, getting a Zealot into that natural and doing some damage there. Picking up a couple of drones, I believe that was. But stats doing great, sneaking a Zealot in there, still threatening the natural expo. Actually picked off more than a couple of Zealots. Drones, apparently. More reinforcements coming in, High Templars, and now he's going to go for the fully attack. Calm getting caught off guard. Some nice Storms clearing off some of those Hydras here. Archon's going to come in, bullet down that frickin' Sunken colony. Only a few Hydras in there to defend. Zealots also coming in, engaging, getting on some nice surrounds going. Still one High Templar in there. Archons all go down. Another Storm on top of the lurker. He's going to try to take those down. Bunch of Zealots, lurkers still in play. They're going to burrow down. No observers out there, but still Zealots managed to pick out at least one lurker. But just with these couple lurkers, Calm might hold this off. Don't know what actually the tech position is at the moment for stats, but Calm definitely looking in trouble. Meanwhile, now all those Zealots going to stream towards the lower left-hand position. Nothing to defend, no lurkers. Just not going to start morphing in, but these Zealots might manage to accomplish a lot here before they come in. And with only one lurker morphing in, these Zealots might do a hell of a lot of damage. Few lurkers engaging the Sunken and Hydras, and a lot more engaging everything else. A bunch of Overlords moving across the map, wondering whether actually Calm thinking of a drop. Drones also engaging at the lower left-hand position. So Calm actually going to be able to fight this back. Might fight this back. Think actually far too many of those Zealots forcing the drones all the way back. Look at stats, looking hungry, looking at us up like, this is mine. This is mine. Don't know if I would quite call this an upset, but if stats win, but nice play from him so far, catching Calm here. Calm might be regretting not going for the 2-base Hydra bust and try to catch stats while he wasn't ready for him. Didn't have any High Templar or anything of the sort, but now looking in trouble, working on that Spire. Might go for, if he tries to go for a tech switch, that is going to be a little bit not the best thing for his economy, but getting, or those troop count, but getting a lot of mutants out there might help him. Stats, of course, going 4 Dragoons now, just in case that does happen. And, of course, also going to help him engage those lurkers at range. But if those mutas pop out, they still might kill a lot of stuff. That 12 o'clock, significantly vulnerable. And all those zealots also significantly vulnerable to heavy mutalisk attacks. Observatory finally up there, so we're going to be seeing some observers out there. Yet more zealots streaming towards the lower left-hand position, and Stat smartly keeping some of his forces close to the north so he can make sure to reinforce all of his forces. Has High Templars with all the Dragoons he has. We're going to be seeing some Zealot ball here very close to the lower left, and Wonder Wings are going to go for it yet again. Has a lurker there at the front to get at least a hit off on those forces. Zealots from the right side going to get pincered in by some Hydras. You're going to try to engage him into a corner here, but nothing but a bunch of Hydras to engage them. A few Dragoons coming in there as well, but no High Templar at this position. Now they finally come in, so Stat's going to start to engage, running with a nice storm on top of those Hydras. Second storm not as good, but he's trying to force those Hydras a little bit further back as he shoots off with his Dragoons. That range of Dragoons really coming in handy when you're attacking retreating Hydras. So now finally some reinforcements coming in here for Calm. Desperately going to try to save this lower left position. We're going to lose his entire army. He's going to be in bad trouble. Another nice storm coming in here. The third storm. Nice storms overall for Stats. Calm actually running into them a little bit, but those High Templars really have been on target for Stats this game. And Calm doesn't really manage to resaturate much, doesn't really have a very strong economy. Not a lot of saturation at his main or his natural. Meanwhile, just a huge amount of gateways being added in for Stats. I think he might be trying to expand to his upper right-hand position. I think he might have a pylon there, but might be a lurker or a zerg trying to prevent that from happening. But Calm's still in a bad position. And just rather than let the pain go on, GG's. And go home and come back to maybe win another day. But Stat's going to take a surprising 1-0 over Calm here. So, yeah, Calm not looking very confident, while Stats kind of coming out of this barreling forward. Looking forward to see what this guy can bring us, whether he can get himself into another quarterfinal and maybe beyond. You never know. MSL, OSL, all of these Star Leagues, always upsets here and there, although I believe the last couple of seasons we've had, both OSL and OSL, we had very strong contenders. Flash getting to the final every time, a lot of Jaedong involved, and MSL both last finals, so not too many upsets in there. But we're going to see how it goes. GG, guys. Wrenching Net, that's listening. Hope you enjoyed.